Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, obviously, it's just been announced that Alexander Povetkin has tested positive for COVID-19, and he is now out of the Dillian Whyte fight on November 21st. The status currently is that the 21st of November show is still going ahead. Essentially, the plan is it's more likely that Dillian Whyte doesn't fight on that date, and that show will move to regular Sky, not on pay-per-view. So Conor Benn versus Sebastian Formella will still happen, for example. So we're going to get a show on November 21st. But Eddie Hearn did say that they are looking for possible opponents for Dillian Whyte on November 21st. There is a slight chance that this date could be rescued for Dillian Whyte. More than likely, it's just going to be skipped, and Dillian's going to fight Povetkin on the 30th of January. But Eddie Hearn did say there's a faint possibility that Dillian could have a new opponent. There's been talks about Derek Chisora fighting Dillian Whyte on November 21st. I personally believe that's a no-go, to be honest. Of course, Dillian Whyte fought this past weekend against Alexander Usyk. He lost that fight, so he's coming off a loss on short notice. And let's be honest, the guy's got 10 losses now on his resume. So for me, Derek Chisora, not really a viable opponent. Too quick of a turnaround. And let's be honest, in that Usyk fight, Derek did take punishment. He got quite badly hurt in the 7th round, got rocked, and he got stunned a few times in that fight. He certainly took punishment. So to fight on this short notice, less than a month, fighting someone like Dillian Whyte, to me, is not a sensible idea for Derek Chisora and his health. He needs a bit of time out, in my opinion. So I think we can ignore Derek Chisora, to be honest. But one fighter that's put his name into the hat is Michael Hunter, as he always does. When somebody pulls out, Michael Hunter always puts his name into the hat. He's put his name forwards for Tyson Fury on December 5th, and also Dillian Whyte on November 21st. And I've got to say, I know this fight's not going to happen. It's very, 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 very unlikely. But I would love to see this fight. First and foremost, a lot of people felt Michael Hunter beat Povetkin on the Joshua Ruiz 2 undercard. And all in all, Michael Hunter's been pretty successful at heavyweight so far. He obviously beat Martin Bakole, who was unbeaten, an unbeaten prospect that was highly thought of. He beat Sergey Kuzmin, another unbeaten prospect that people rated. And obviously, most recently, he's got that draw against Alexander Povetkin. And on paper, that's not a bad result, especially when you consider a lot of people felt he won that fight. So for me, Michael Hunter would certainly be a viable opponent for someone like Dillian Whyte. Again, I don't expect this to happen, but, you can dream as a boxing fan, right? But Michael Hunter, he's put his name in the hat. He actually said he'd fight Dillian Whyte for free, which I don't believe personally, but I certainly believe he would fight Dillian on a couple of weeks' notice. He's done it previously in the past, fighting on short notice. And listen, Michael Hunter wouldn't be an expensive opponent. He doesn't exactly have a big fan base, and it's not like the guy's got loads of options right now. So if Matchroom and Eddie Hearn were serious in regards to having Dillian Whyte fight on the 21st of November, and they wanted to save that pay-per-view date, Michael Hunter could be the guy who could fill that void. I would actually pay for Michael Hunter versus Dillian Whyte. I'm a big fan of Michael Hunter, one of my favourite fighters in the heavyweight division right now. And I would love to see Michael Hunter get this sort of opportunity against someone like Dillian Whyte. Again, I believe Michael Hunter would be a very tricky fight for Dillian Whyte based on Michael Hunter's style, his speed, foot movement. He's a very good boxer in my opinion. So, I believe Michael Hunter would be a big risk for Dillian, so I don't expect it to happen. But if they do actually try to get Dillian an opponent, and obviously it's late notice, I think Michael Hunter would certainly be the best opponent available in terms of late notice replacements. I think Michael Hunter would be the best guy available, keeps himself in shape, he's done good at heavyweight, unbeaten at heavyweight. So I think Michael Hunter would be the ideal choice if Matchroom were to save this 21st of November pay-per-view for Dillian Whyte. Like I said, I don't expect it to happen, but if anybody deserves it and it does happen, I think it's Michael Hunter. Like I said, Derek Chisora, just coming off a hard fight, a loss to Alexander Usyk, and going in there with Dillian Whyte in less than a month's time, in my opinion, is not a good idea. So, it is what it is. I fully expect Dillian Whyte to go ahead with his rematch with Povetkin on the 30th of January. That date is actually locked in. But like I said, there is still a chance that Dillian fights on November 21st, according to Eddie Hearn. So yeah, Michael Hunter, he's thrown his name into the hat as he always does. And I guess there's no harm in trying, right? But like I said, I don't expect this to happen personally. But there we go. Share your thoughts below. What do you make of this call out? Do you believe Michael Hunter's being sincere? I don't think there's any reason to believe that Michael Hunter wouldn't fight Dillian Whyte on short notice. Obviously, he's not telling the truth in regards to fighting for free, but like I said, he'd be a cheap opponent. So, listen, I'd like to see it personally. I would like to see it. And if it did happen, theoretically, would you give Michael Hunter any chance against Dillian Whyte? Me personally, I would give him a pretty good chance, to be honest. I believe Michael Hunter is a far superior athlete to Dillian Whyte and a much better boxer. His skill set is more well-rounded and he's just better technically, full stop in my opinion. But obviously Dillian Whyte has that size, has that power, and he is a true heavyweight. So it'll be a good fight. It would be a good fight. But anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.